what's up, guys? All right, that was a good stream. See you next time. Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and it's time for another it's time for fucking we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh. We're playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Oof. I'm not looking good this morning. My God. I did not get enough sleep. I went to bed very late. There was no reason to. I could have gone to bed at a normal time. I just didn't. Sidra structure and Duel Links. What's in it?
I'm gonna banish a light in the dark.
Miss Ally Fortune, thank you for the prime. 6 months. What the fuck? This is insane.
I'm gonna banish a light in the dark.
Trav4, thank you for the subscription. Cyber Dragon Nova
I'm gonna
is in
banish a
here.
light in the dark.
What the fuck? Cyber Dragon Noxter is in here. Cyber Rev System is in here. Pasco Panoy, thank you for the subscription. 4 months. Core is in here. Oh no. Wow, this is so not good for me. I do not want to have to play against this ever. And now I'm going to have to play against it every fucking game. What's the skill? There's a new skill, right? Cyber Dragon Evolution. At the beginning of the duel, add 1 Cyber Emergency and 1 Power Bond to the bottom of your deck.
I'm gonna banish a light in the dark.
That actually is not good at all, right? Yepisati, thank you for the subscription. This doesn't sound very strong at all. It makes a Cyber Dragon level 5. Who cares? Oh, you can just search emergency with core. Okay, that's pretty crazy. So you normal core, you activate emergency, then what do you summon afterwards? Nixter? Nookster? I do like that they were like, This skill will only activate if you begin the duel with a deck that has 12 or more machine-type monsters. We are not doing that fucking shit where you played 4 monsters that you were all doing last year. I really hope that this is not good. I don't want to play against Cyber Dragon ever again. There's a ban list for Duel Links too? What the fuck? Is it on Duel Links meta? Alright, here we go. Do-do-do-do-do-do, fuck. Do-do-do-do-do-do, fuck. What? Oh, because they're moving Fate. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. This is fine. There's nothing really too shocking here. A hit to the best deck, and then a hit to this annoying ass fucking deck, and then the a couple of decks that are way down on the tier list also got buffed. That's fine. Did you know that Gaga Sister has a second effect? Did spellbooks really need the trade-off? Both of these were moved down. Oh, wait. No, they weren't. They moved Master, which was at 3 to 2. What is Limit 2 due to Swallow's Nest? It prevents us from playing it. The way that limits work in Duel Links is you can only play 2 total cards on the limited list. And now Harpies has to choose between Cyber/Harpy Lady. Is Cyber/Harpy Lady limited? Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Elegant Egotist, Treacherous Trap Hole, and Swallow's Nest. So, I'll just tell you right now, we will be playing 1 Elegant Egotist. Maybe we'll play a Swallow's Nest. It's just so good, though. I'm glad that Harpies isn't very playable anymore. Oh, Chaotic Meatball, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you have to find out this way. Not only is Harpies still very playable, it's probably still the best deck. That is probably still the best deck. SpongeBob Patrick, Squidward Sandy, Mr. Krabs. Joseph, please, I just want to play this game. Hey, if you want to play this game, here's an option. You could play Harpies. Oh, wait. Hold up. Whoa. Hold up. This is what... Whoa. This is what it looks like now? Wait, I can build this. In the past, it had 3 TG Booster Raptor, and I didn't have it from the event. Whoa. I could do this. You need... Oh, I don't know if I have Queriondriax or Hamaton. Or Black Rose, or Wonder Magician, or Star Guardian. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I will not be making this. Let's find out real quick. What does Flight Control do? Wait, we're not playing the TG skill that draws you 15 TGs, or puts 15 TGs in your extra deck? Chardel Kuhn. I think the right asylum is at twitch.tv/Farfa. They ruined it. Do you all remember that tournament where it just wasn't activating? It was like a Konami-sponsored tournament, and it would show the animation that the TG skill would activate, and then it just wouldn't put the cards in the extra deck. And it was like, good luck, idiot. All right, let's... Oh, hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. I don't need the ad. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, good. Hey, 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 hey. Oh my god. I just want to check my fucking synchros. Oh my god. Am I free? Can I check my synchros? Okay, here we go. I do have a Black Rose. What else did I need? Carryondriax. Holy fuck. I do have Queryondriax. Hamilton. Oh, that was stupid. I don't have Hamilton. I know I have Squire Saga. Let's try Wonder Magician. Do not have Wonder Magician. And I do not have Star Guardian. Okay, so I am actually missing a lot. I would have to open up a shitload of Antimonic Theory. How many Screw Serpent do I have? I thought I had a couple. Like, wasn't it a drop at one point? Okay, I have 0 Screw Serpent, so we are not going to be building this deck ever. No interest in it. Main box you are. Thank you. I'm glad they give you TG Strikers. It has MST. What the fuck? How did I get 2 MSTs and not any Screw Serpent? Yeah, whatever. I'm not interested in it. Just close out all my fucking tabs here. Alright. Let's do Tengu Plant. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm in a show called The History of Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me just show you the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Legend of the Blue Eyes White Dragon was released on March 8th, 2002, and was the
Okay, you don't care about that. Here's what you care about.
but for
Here it is.
While X-Sabers continued to dominate the format, there was one deck in particular that was looking to leap ahead of the competition. Under constant iteration over the past several months, the time had finally come for Frog FTK to fling its way to the top of competitive play. In this series, both MBT and myself will be...
Okay, so, unfortunately, many of you have watched the legendary 6 Samurai Shien
A new
one.
ban list went into effect on March 1st, 2011.
Have you all
Guardian,
seen this
Cold
one?
Wave,
The
and
legendary
Mass
6
Driver
Samurai
were now
Shien
banned
one.
from competitive
This is the
tournament
second,
play. Blackwing, Kaluk the Moonshadow, Dandelion,
the second one
Honest,
that
Book of
includes
Moon,
the
and Gateway
the
of
6 Sam.
were all now limited to 1 copy
Okay,
each.
so
Artsword,
small
Christina,
spoiler for
Card
History of
Trooper,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Debris
This is a
Dragon,
huge
Spirit
spoiler.
Reaper, Megamorph,
I win
Overload
this one.
Fusion, Royal Tribute, Icarus Attack,
It's a
and
really
Solemn
good set.
Warning were all now semi-limited to 2
but I
copies
win
per
this one
deck. And
playing
finally,
fucking...
Chaos Sorcerer, Demise King
I don't even
Armageddon,
remember it. A
Dolor,
Gladiator
Titan King
Beast,
the
of
Ice
all
Barriers,
things, right? And I am It was unfortunately, most of the reason I win it is because Simo has no fucking clue how to play this deck. And I think this episode is a pretty good wake-up call for the pair of us, which is we're not going to be able to intuit what deck lists do. Now, since like 2009, I have been, whenever I get it, I have been lobbying to get decks in advance, which is why you've seen the wheel, like, pretty much not at all since, like, episode 35. The ones with the wheel are the ones where we've already played the decks already. But I've been lobbying to get the decks in advance so that we can practice them, because you have to practice them. You really have to practice them. And there's no way you're ever going to be able to get the insight necessary to play the deck optimally just by, like, looking at the list and being like, yeah, you know, I am pretty sure this is how this works, right? So, this, like, in 2009, I would argue, is the period in which that becomes the most apparent. And I entered pre-2009, like, 10 games down. So I have been on a bit of a tear. But if 2009 was the point where we should have done it, 2011 is really the point where we should have done it. Like, it's really the point where we should have done it. We need to start practicing these games before we play. And, you know, I do feel as if we are doing a disservice by not doing that, you know? By not playing as people played then. So what I'm going to start doing is on Tuesday, at least for part of it, I'm going to be practicing the format for the upcoming history of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that I at least have an understanding of what the decks do. And we'll do it on stream. I'll play versus viewers, shit like that. I think that'll be a gay little endeavor that we can all go on together. Are the 2 weeks where TCG DDDs were viable going to be their own episode? I have no idea what 2 weeks you're talking about. TCG DDD viable? When? Sheesh. We must have been playing a different game. Two weeks where the structure was out before Zoos dropped? Liberals don't want to hear this. But DDD was not viable during that period. The one YCS before Zoos dropped? There was a YCS? I thought it was mostly just, like, locals and regionals. DDD was a really, really, really good deck. In the OCG. See, the premise of DDD is just, like, so fucking terrible, though, right? Okay, let me just show you what was it, 2017? Let me show you a DDD deck. Yeah. Okay, here's the premise of the DDD deck. Ready? So I'm playing 12 3-ofs. I have to open 4 different names of these 12 3-ofs. And my opponent has to not have a hand trap. And if that happens, I can make Crystal Wing plus Siegfried plus Omega. Damn. Mind you, Metal Foes was legal at this time, which could do the exact same thing. Listen, if you all think I'm talking out of my ass, I played DDD. I invested in DDD at a time when I shouldn't have. I put a lot of money into cards that I couldn't afford to play DDD. The deck was not very good. I sat and I memorized the fucking combo lines. The deck was just not very good. If you were operating in Magical Christmas Land or you were solitaring, ooh, it was sick. Otherwise, a lot of the time you were making the rank 6 vampire dragon and passing. It was dark synchro with extra steps. No, RJ, that's not true. Dark synchro actually won things. Okay, let's look at some. So beginning the Tengu. Okay, let's look at Tengu Plant. So I'll just give you all a little bit of a spoiler. We have already filmed one Tengu Plant episode. Okay, so the Tengu Plant episode that we filmed, Alex plays Tengu Plant and I play Worms. And I'll just be real with you. Alex plays Tengu Plant like it's done. So that's not actually that far off, but I want to be prepared for like a more combo-oriented style of Tengu Plant. And to Alex's credit, it's not really his fault. Week 1 Tengu Plant lists, people looked at Tengu and they were like, oh my god, this monster is 3 monsters. I'm gonna win, right? Like, people didn't understand what you could do with the deck. And they were basically playing the Plant Synchro list from Edison, like, +1 Spore, +1 Glow Up Bulb, +3 Tengu Plant. And it turns out jamming Caius, like, oh my god, if I tribute the fucking Tengu Plant for Caius, I get to summon a Tengu. Like, that's actually not very good. In retrospect, you know, there's a lot more you can do with it. So let's jump into Tengu Plant format and see what is viable, beginning with Tengu Plant. And here's a great profile by Pack. And then we're going to watch a profile by Joe, because Joe knows what he's talking about. Listen, Pack knows what he's talking about, too. I'm going to be real with you. I'm just watching the Pack video because the cards are so rare.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to today's video.
This is a 40-minute video. This is also a 40-minute video. Holy fuck. Okay.
I'm gonna banish a light in the dark.
We got to get Dazif in here. Dazif, what do you think about this? What do you think about this intro? 14 seconds.
Welcome back to
Really balanced. Thank you for the subscription. This is one of Joe's first. You can tell because it's like webcam quality and he's got like Lone Fire kind of like this. It's kind of like...
Joe Orlando. In today's video, I'm going to talk about another deck that is really near and dear to my heart for quite a few different reasons. And that is none other than the Reborn Tengu Plant variant from the end of the 2011 year. So I'm talking about after the September 2011 ban list. Now,
Dutch Angle Lone Fire.
for anyone that played back then, we're talking 10 years ago, 2011.
Ooh, I actually don't know if we should be using this one. Let me check what month we're in. By the way, Worm, I was so happy we got to play Worm. This is a perfect deck for Jank, and we'll bring it back for that. Worm was good 2 times. The first week of Tengu Plant, because everyone was like, oh my god, worms are crazy. And 2014, when people used it as an Xyz engine in hands. Look at this. It's so fucking bad. Yeah, this is the list. May 2011. Okay, so this actually predates the September 2011 ban list. So I imagine... God. I imagine we're gonna do June first. What the fuck? Okay, so first of all, we have YCS Orlando, which did not take place in June. They put it in the wrong category. YCS Providence, which took place in July. YCS-Orlando. WASH. This is... What the fuck? I do not remember this in the deck breakdown. And then Colorado Regionals.
I'm gonna banish a light in the dark.
Colorado Regionals. Oroberon, thank you for the sub. What the fuck is Colorado Regionals? Malefic Virus. It's just a fucking deck dev deck, including Malefic Stardust. Okay, well, this is a fucking dead zone. Let's go to July. Okay, so at Providence in July, we have Fabled, Tengu Synchro, Infernity, don't want to do 6am, don't want to do Frog Monarch, Chaos Synchro, and Harald. Those are probably the decks that we will consider for this next episode. So those are the ones I want to learn before we play. And by that, I mean I want like a cursory understanding of what we play, and I want to know what I want to play, because when we get in the call, I want to be able to be like, Simo, this is what I'm playing. So first up, Fabled is really hard. Tengu Plant, of course, is insane. Infernity. You know, I would like to give Infernity another shot. That Infernity match was such a heartbreaker, because I feel like I had it 2 of the 3 games, and it just didn't happen, you know? There's just too much interaction. But I think if there's less interaction, maybe it'll be fine. Chaos Synchro. Boring. Come on. This is also not Chaos Synchro. Chaos Synchro. What's the list? Well, it's functionally identical to Plant Synchro from 2 formats ago, but it's playing 2 Chaos Sorcerer. What is light in this deck? Valor. Oh, we're also playing Raiko and Lila. Okay, those are actually a lot. What's dark? The other Chaos Sorcerer. And Tour Guide. Okay. Okay, here is Harald. And this is like the first real top for Harald, by the way. Jeff Jones topped with it previously, but like... This list is silly.
It's a really interesting year because we saw the release of Trishula, Dragon of the Ice.
Oh yeah, and Machina. What does Machina look like? They actually unlimited... Oh wow, they're not even playing it. They unlimited Ultimate Offering. This is shit. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's good. This looks completely playable. I just don't want to play it. Tengu Synchro.
Barrier. We saw the release of Tour Guide. We eventually
$20,000 profile.
by the end of the year saw Exceed Monsters, which this Tengu Plant variant would utilize.
It was good. We are
We
not
also
close.
saw the release of Reborn Tengu, a TCG exclusive that had a massive impact on the metagame. A ton of different decks ran it. A ton of different decks ran it with different purposes as well. We saw everything from Scraps go undefeated during at least the Swiss rounds of the U.S. Nationals. We saw TGs win the U.S. Nationals utilizing Reborn Tengu and its synergy with Horn of the
Oh, TG Tengu.
Phantom Beast.
You all got to understand, everything was winning with this card.
We saw at least getting second at Nationals, a Reborn Tengu variant at the hands of San Pedigo, and then a Reborn Tengu variant by the end of the format in the September 2011 season. So that year, I think, personally, is marked more by Reborn Tengu than anything else, because we basically saw a variety of decks try to utilize Reborn Tengu in different ways. And of course, you had other things on the sides, like Six Samurais, Monarchs, Gravekeepers. But to me, the real prominent card that pushed through the national season and then persisted into the 2011 September season was Reborn Tengu. And to me, the deck that utilized it the best was none other than Tengu Plants. Now, context is everything, and the 2011 September season is one of the most fascinating moments in Yu-Gi-Oh! History for a few different reasons. At the very end of the summer of 2011, so before the September list took effect, there was one YCS with Exceed Monsters legal. YCS Indianapolis at Gen Con, won by Robert Boyajian.
Robert, by the way, that's the guy who I stole for the fucking Worms list. Classically good duelist.
At that event, the rules regarding Exceed Monsters were not solidified in the way that they are today.
This is insane to fucking... This is insane to talk about now. But what Joe's about to say, if you don't know, listen to this and then just come.
The judges there sort of had to think on the fly and make decisions about the ways in which Exceed monsters work that are no longer applicable today. Certainly not applicable at all. And the big rule at that point in time was, were Exceed monsters still classified as on the battlefield?
He's referring to materials here.
The answer, at least at this one single YCS, was yes, which means if you had Utopia and you detached Reborn Tengu from Utopia, you actually got to search for another Reborn Tengu. It was still classified as leaving the field because we had yet to solidify in the rules what that gray area meant when the monster was still technically on the battlefield, kind of, but it was at least overlaying into an Exceed monster.
Okay, if I'm being real with you, I know this sounds unintuitive now, but chat, it should work this way. It should work this way. It is so fucking frustrating to have to explain to new players that no, the Xyz materials aren't on the field anymore. I mean, physically they're on the field, but metaphysically they exist in this little pocket dimension underneath the Xyz monster. The problem is they printed all these fucking cards that break that.
That was also true with Sangan when you're using Tour Guide from the Underworld. So if you went Tour Guide gets Sangan and then overlay, at that point in time the only monster you could go into was Granosaurus.
Yeah, Granosaurus.
But that Sangan protected underneath the Granosaurus would allow you to search for a monster.
Yeah, this was a fucking nightmare. It was a disaster. It was not that big of a deal with Granosaurus because I think Granosaurus doesn't have a detach effect. Or if it does, it's like conditional, right? They can't just fire it for no reason. Yeah, it has to destroy an opponent's monster by battle and send it to the graveyard. But it gets bad almost immediately.
So it was protected from Caius. It was really this crazy thing where if your opponent had Granosaurus out with a Sangan underneath, they were going to get a search, typically for Effect Veiler to counteract your opponent's own Tour Guide plays. So this really unique, fascinating moment in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, and I imagine you can think of other interactions. Dandelion, for example, still worked, but that was essentially how they were ruling it. They were ruling Sangan almost like Dandelion detaching. Well, things changed, but...
Okay, does anyone remember how things changed? Because the answer to this riddle is even funnier. There is an old post on, I think, Adjudication Conflagration, if I'm being real. It's on one of those, in which someone just fucking confronts Kevin Tewart, and they're like, buddy, can we get some fucking guidance about this interaction that is currently ruining Yu-Gi-Oh? And Kevin says, like, listen, people expect a consistency with rulings. They want to know that their cards work the way as intended. And then proceeded to rule that Sangan did trigger when detached from a rank 3, and then cited the Facebook post as the justification. So if you wanted to give people this ruling, you would have to be like, do you have Facebook? And this was in 2011, so frequently the answer was no.
In the immediate aftermath
Then in 2 weeks they said, okay, we're not going to do that anymore.
of the 2011 September ban lifts, they had yet to solidify that rule. When things shifted over from the summer into September of 2011, the big deck that everybody was talking about was Master Hyperion Agent variants.
Ooh,
because
that's a
recent
deck.
shifts in card pool made it so that that deck almost seemed as unstoppable as Dark Armor Turn did back a few years prior.
God, we were so
Because
dumb.
If Exceed monsters detaching cards like Sangan allowed you to search on the spot, the brand new Exceed monsters that came out on the eve of the YCS in Toronto 2011, September 2011.
I believe this is Generation Force he's talking about, and the card in question, I think, is Leviathan, which can detach for no reason.
Won by eventually Billy Bray. The Exceed monsters that came out at the eve, specifically Leviathan Dragon, meant that on turn 1 you could go Tour Guide get Sangan, go into Leviathan, immediately detach Sangan, search Effect Veiler. Well, if you're running a deck with Agent monsters and the newly unbanned Black Luster Soldier, plus cards like Chaos Sorcery even, you immediately had a 2500 monster, 2 darks, 1 already in the graveyard, and a light in hand. It made it so that Chaos variants utilizing that interaction were considered borderline unstoppable. And when you add into it the other Exceed monsters that were released, like Gachi Gachi, which obviously worked well,
Gachika Tetsu, one of the worst Xyz monsters to ever be wildly popular. But you can make it with Shine Balls, so...
Before the ruling change, with agents, ones like Venus allowed you to go into Shine Balls, and then subsequently into Gachi Gachi. everybody felt like the Agent deck was borderline unstoppable with these ruling changes.
Gotcha, Kazam!
Lo and behold, before YCS Toronto, just a couple weeks, Konami officially solidified the way Exceed monsters work. No longer were you able to detach a Sangan off of a Leviathan and search. Technically, no longer would Reborn Tengu be detached off something like Utopia and also search.
I don't know how we're going to do this, by the way. I think we are going to have to play with the wrong ruling, because that was rulings at some events.
So it really put into place the Exceed monster rules that we have today. But for this window of time, virtually everybody was playtesting variants of this broken Agent deck that allowed you to search Effect Veiler on turn 1, turbo out a Light in the Dark in the graveyard immediately, fueling the newly unbanned Blackluster Soldier. So when we went, and I might say we, the group of people that I went with to YCS Toronto in 2011 was my friend Paul Clark, Joe Bogley, and Jesse Samek. So 3 really close friends of mine. We drove out to Toronto, all running plant variants. And what was interesting about this time period is this deck would go on to win the YCS, but going to Toronto, plants were in many ways discarded for a couple different reasons. One, this deck was also affected by that Exceed monster ruling change.
Yeah.
Reborn Tengu was not quite as good, and this deck utilizing Sangan off of Tour Guide also lost out. In addition to that, the ban list absolutely slaughtered Tengu Plant variants. I'll actually show you the ban list and parts of the ban list to really put this into context. This is a screenshot of the 2011 ban list.
Oh God, Joe's production quality has just leaps and bounds since he was making these videos. It's really impressive. I want to be like, oh, this is classic 2014 Joe. This was Joe from fucking 6 months ago. It literally was in February. Since then, like, look at how his setup looks now. Here he is talking in front of a mic that's like every 3 seconds. In front of his coat. We have in 460p. It says 720p. This is not 720p. Look at the most recent video.
Yu-Gi-Oh history with
Begins with him in front of his little setup. He's dressed nice. The video's crisp. We even have picture in picture. It's so good.
Pivotal part of this deck. It was at 2 during the summer, limited to 1.
Cannot sell you on this channel enough, folks.
Lone Fire Blossom, massive component of tons of different combos. The fact that you were able to run double Lone Fire made it so that Call of the Haunted or Monsterborn plus Lone Fire made an insane board during the summer.
Yep.
Still made a good board in the fall, as history would show, but it wasn't quite as powerful. That limitation was really pivotal as well. And if you go down to the spells, there's even more limitations that affected this deck. This deck had one of the
Look at this. It limited
best pot.
We limited Formula Synchron, Shien, Hyper Librarian, Trishula. Heavy Storm, back to 1. They said, "Oh, we haven't played enough Heavy Storm. We need to play Heavy Storm some more."
Of Avarice engines out there. You have the Tour Guide, which fueled 3 monsters right off the bat. Reborn
He plays Modern too. I think that's a new thing. If Joe plays Modern, it must be new.
Tengu itself was incredible with Pot of Avarice. Well, look, Pot of Avarice went from
I do not particularly, when compared to the other ones, it's a fine video, but let me see if I can find it. It's way far down here. Oh my God, did he delete it? What? Oh no, this is it. The Tri-Brigade Zoo video. It's just like, obviously he's still very good at Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's a depth thing that just doesn't exist there.
3 down to 1. So there were several key elements of the Reborn Tengu variants with the plant engine that were limited going from the summer into the fall. And then take a look at the Synchro monsters here under the limited list. Formula Synchron, which was at least in 2s, limited to 1. TG Hyper Librarian, there were
Hyper Librarian, very important.
Variants of the deck during the summer that could summon double Librarian in multiple Formula Synchrons all in one turn, drop 4 to 6, 8, 10 cards. Limitations there.
This is one of the first decks. I mean, I say this a lot about Infernity, but it is also true about Worm, is how I feel. Those decks are just modern decks. They are built with the same understanding that modern pilots have, right? Like, if you look at Infernity deck lists and the way that duelists were playing that deck, it's just a deck from 2018, but for some reason it exists in 2011. If you look at Worms, it's just Guru. It's literally built the same way Guru is built. It's incredible.
Trishula, not that you would often run more than one, but Trishula was a major component of plant variants, limited to one as well.
In
So
my
take a look
opinion,
at
like the
ban list.
first
It had
modern
several major
sensibilities
restrictions on
combo
Reborn
and control deck
Plant
that were built.
Tengu variants heading into September of 2011. But there were some loyalists. And I can think back to this time period and remember it as clear as day. I can probably still pull up some of the old text messages from 10 years ago where, whether it was Paul and I, whether it was talking to Jesse, Joe, all the people that I went with, we still talked about, is there any potential here? I think plants might still be good. I think Reborn Tengu is powerful enough, and I think this deck utilizes Reborn Tengu really well. And Tour Guide from the Underworld.
This was
deck
all
might still
deck
have some
building
potential.
post ban list
And
in
again, this
like
is in a time
2010
period
to
where a lot of people were
2015.
going into the
There would
event
be a ban
thinking that
list, and then
agents
everyone would be
were the
like,
best
I think we could
far
just
and
keep
away.
playing the old deck.
So when we go to the event, people are looking for leeching
Dino Rabbit, a fantastic comparison, yes.
the lights, looking for cards that counter the agent deck. But in the back of our mind,
banish
we were
the
pretty
light.
confident. I still think plants are good.
Yo,
So we ended up bringing
Zachary, next
Paul,
subathon is on
Joe,
right now.
Jesse and I, and then a variety of other people who we collaborated with through text messages during the couple weeks leading up to the event. We ended up all running a plant variant, and it ultimately worked out really well. There were very few players in the room at YCS Toronto that actually ran plant variants. As a matter of fact, I got to round 6. I was 5-1. So I guess round 7, I was 5-1, and I played against an agent deck. And on the first turn, I summoned Lonefire, and he goes, "Plants, really? I haven't seen one of those." So I mean, I got halfway during the Swiss of a tournament, running what I thought was the best deck, the deck that won the event, the deck that took half of the top 32 spots.
Yep.
And people didn't even know it was a consideration. People didn't even think it was competitive at that point.
Isn't that
So
wild?
this is really one of the most fascinating events.
That's
because
crazy.
so many things coalesced all at the same time to produce this really awesome singular event. We had ruling changes, threw everybody for a loop. We had a really incredible ban list that came out. We had a new mechanic that was really recent, the Xyz monsters. We had a deck, tell me how many times that has happened in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. So there were all these really interesting environmental factors that make this one of the decks that I really look back on and enjoy. Because working with Jesse and working with all of these people,
Okay, let's see the deck.
either a normal summoned Reborn Tengu or Tour Guide from the Underworld. They both progressed your game state in slightly different manners, but they progressed your game plan either by putting a floater on the board that would combo really well with your tuners or Kaias, or allowing you to search out
Still
Sand, which
Kaias.
could then subsequently search a
Still
copy
Kaias.
of Lone Fire Blossom or a tuner, or honestly maybe even a hand trap depending on the makeup of your hand. So really one of these 6 monsters on turn 1 is really ideal. Worst case scenario, you could have also normal summoned one of the 2 Thunder King Ryos, double
God, fuck this fucking card. Playing history has imbued me with such a powerful hatred of this card.
Thunder King was really common by YCS Columbus. Again, to put into context this deck profile, this is the exact deck that I ran at YCS Columbus in 2011. This was right after YCS Toronto, which was the first YCS where this new variant of Reborn Tengu ended up top.
Was there a time when Caius is in the ban list? I believe Caius has never been hit. I could be wrong. I was thinking back to it and being like, what are the most powerful cards that were never ever hit? And I think like number 1 is 100% Geyserus. I can't believe that that card never got hit.
32ing and then of course winning in the hands of Billy Break.
I might be wrong. It might have gotten hit.
At this point in the format, it was really clear that this, plus also decks like Agents, were going to be at the top, and Thunder King did a great job, not only giving you a light monster for BLS, but slowing down some of the synchro and now exceed summon-based plays that were being made. From that point on, we'll take a look at the hand trap. I elected to run 2 copies of Max C.
Bestiari was hit, which was worse than Geyserus getting hit. Yeah, until they printed Darius 1 day later. The Bestiari hit is in part because Bestiari is independently an extremely powerful card.
2 copies of Effect Veiler, and then the single Gores. By this point, many players started to run 3 copies of Maxi and then 1 copy of Effect Veiler.
Geysers to 1 might not have been enough because it just goes back to the extra deck. I mean, yeah, I think that's probably why they did that. Were any of the original Monarchs hit? No, never.
I always had the mindset that
Oh, sorry, yeah. Ryza, who is second wave.
as part of Yu-Gi-Oh's history, that
Darius is actually second wave Glad support, I think.
yes, obviously Maxi would be
He's really transphobic.
fantastic in the mirror match. It would be fantastic against some of the other powerful decks like Karakuri's. But when you went into a YCS, many of those rounds you'd play against decks that were way off the beaten path, rogue decks, and that absolutely happened for me. Round 1, I played against Gladiator Beast. I actually vividly remember it. Cards like Effect Veiler, on average, tend to be a little bit better against those trap-heavy rogue decks. So I wanted the 2-2 split. That way I felt like I not only covered the mirror match a little bit, I also covered some of the
This was also the era when people figured out Maxi.
rogue matchups. In addition to that, it's not like Effect Veiler is that much worse than Max C. Quite frankly, Effect Veiler can be used almost as well as Max C, depending on when you drop it. In addition to that, it's also a tuner and a light monster, so I thought it
God, that is such a sexy fucking Veiler. What are those German ultis? Holy shit.
had some good utility there.
Wait,
you-
does he have 2? Look at that. What the fuck? My boy has 2 textless maxis. How did he get 2 of the same misprint?
When you drop it. In addition to that, it's also a tuner and a light monster, so I thought it had some good utility there. Plus, you could use, of course, Maxi and Effect Veiler in the same hand if you had double Maxi, which would be more likely with 3 copies. You might have opportunities to get stuck with a Maxi, which is not necessarily the most ideal thing in the world. Sometimes with
That's
this deck, you make
incredible.
only one real big push. So sometimes
Joe, literally an oil baron.
having double Maxi might actually be detrimental. But I ran 2 and 2, and then Gores was pretty common, basically a staple at this point. Obviously, there were cards like Solemn Warning and Enemy Controller. Good players typically played around Gores really well, but then there were
I don't think they're textless. It's just the light. Oh, okay.
plenty of circumstances where players were caught off guard by Gores or like simply did not play around it efficiently. And if that was the case, your Gores could really be game winning. From that point on, we have the Plant Engine, which is actually not a top
Gores is such a poopy card. Gores is so fucking bad, and everyone played it forever. Gores is a penis card. I love that modern Edison decks are just not playing Gores. They're like, I don't want to fucking buy this card. But its existence makes you play different, of course.
ton of cards. This is called Tengu Plants, but basically all of these cards have been limited to 1 at this point. Lone Fire in the prior format was a 2. It was limited to 1 by this
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Debris Dragon was a 2 in the prior format, now limited to 1. Dandy had been limited to 1 for a while, though there was iterations of plant variants, particularly Drill
Fuck Alex Simo. I have to play this deck.
Warrior-based variants, where Dandelion was a 2. Glow Up Ball would never really be run at more than 1, and same thing with Spore, although these cards actually have been limited to 1 in their history, even though they're once per duel.
The one thing is, Simo has almost always played the plant deck. I think I've played 1 plant deck the entire time.
But this was our little plant engine. All searchable by Sangan, which made obviously Tour Guide into Sangan a really powerful play.
What format made Ultimate Offering banned? Ultimate Offering was banned, and then they put it to 3, and then someone did one thing with gadgets, and they were like, okay, and back to banned.
Each of these cards combat really well with cards in the deck like Reborn Tengu. Maybe not as much Debris Dragon, but certainly some of the others. And actually, by this point in time, you could summon Debris Dragon, go into a monster, maybe even float something like a Dandelion, and still exceed into Utopia. That was now a new play.
I need to learn these formats myself. Why are these formats in particular so popular? So Edison, I have no idea why it's popular. It existed for 2 weeks. Honestly, a lot of its popularity has to do with the fact that like format library people really like it, and then we hit it in in History of Yu-Gi-Oh at like a very specific time. I don't want to like talk up my involvement in the like Edison community, as it were, but like all the like Edison creators kind of were birthed at the same sort of COVID time. So GOAT format is really popular because it's like the last time that like Yu-Gi-Oh existed. The game that we play today is just completely different than the Yu-Gi-Oh that was played in like 2006. And for a lot of people, the Yu-Gi-Oh that existed in 2006 was Yu-Gi-Oh, and it was like the last time that Yu-Gi-Oh existed. The core of like Breaker the Magical Warrior, Scapegoat, Metamorphosis, that was just in everything. The fucking same 25 cards. People eventually got very tired of it, and Yu-Gi-Oh moved to this like archetype sort of oriented gameplay. But back in the day, starting with those 25 cards was playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Like if you were playing Yu-Gi-Oh, you would play Chaos Orc, you would play BLS, you would play Ring of Destruction, Mirror Force. And for a lot of people, managing those individual cards was what Yu-Gi-Oh is, and GOAT is the last place you can do that, basically. I think Reaper is exclusively because of History of Yu-Gi-Oh. I think we've kind of plumbed all the depths we can, if I'm being honest about that format. Edison is largely shouldered by 2 things. One, it is an alternative Yu-Gi-Oh format that is fun. I don't mean to say that GOAT isn't fun, but it allows you to do a lot of the things that modern Yu-Gi-Oh allows you to do. You get to do cool combos, and you get to do cool setups, but you're still playing like a slow sort of methodical game that does last a long time and has a lot of back and forth, has a lot of room for opponents to outskill each other. Like for a lot of people who grew up nostalgic for 5Ds, it's really cool to be like, oh my god, Stardust Dragon's the best card, There's a lot of cards. Like Heroes are in this format, that people get hype about. Tengu Plant is one of the first formats where modern deck building sensibilities exist, right? Like the way that Infernity existed is analogous to modern combo decks. The way that Worm existed is analogous to modern stun decks. The way that Tengu Plant existed is kind of analogous to the way that Tri-Brigade exists, right? It's like this deck that is abusing one or two very specific interactions, but can play like a longer game. And it's a complete deviation from deck building thought before that. It's really a renaissance in sort of a deck building understanding, which is really exciting. And the decks that are birthed from it are very fun as well. That helps. Hat, I don't know why Hat is popular. I'll just be honest with you. I do not find Hat fun. I don't understand the hype behind Hat. I remember when people were first playing Hat, they were like, this is the next big format. This will be GOAT 2. And then 2 months later, everyone said, actually, I changed my mind. This format fucking sucks. I have never heard of anyone trying to get people to play Hat for the last, 2.5 years. I don't understand. Hat stands for Hand Artifact Trap Tricks, which was arguably the best deck. If you like setting 5 cards, Hat is a great format. Other formats that maybe deserve consideration, people like Dragon Ruler's Spellbook format, because it's a 2-deck format, and the 2 decks are maybe the most powerful in the fucking history of time. They're just balls to the wall, crazy fucking decks. People like Zodiac format, because it is very skilled. Same with Necros format, although they are functionally just 1-deck formats. People like Inov, because of the diversity of decks that are available, and that's really all that I can think of. I think those are all of the popular formats. Oh yeah, people like Duelist Alliance a little bit. Maybe. Oh, Toss. Toss is good because the 4 decks all do 4 different things. They're all very powerful, and they all have interesting matchups against each other. Toss will never exist again. I think that honestly, I am being pilled that Toss is actually not fantastic. I think Toss is only okay. I think people were like, Toss is fun, because after Toss, the next 2 years of Yu-Gi-Oh were unplayably fucking bad. It was just atrocious, really awful fucking shit. But looking back, what's really that fun about Sky Striker, you know? What's really that fun about it? Toss was fun because you could pick a deck, invest for cheap, and get really fucking good at it. Of the 4 decks, Thunder, Sky Striker, Orcus, Salad, every one had an insanely high ceiling. Really skilled players absolutely could flex matchup understanding over less skilled players. Thoughts on current format? I really love current format. I think current format is really good. I'm reserving my thoughts on it so far, but the ceiling on the decks that are currently playable is so low compared to how it's been historically. Like Sword Soul, Leary Tri, Lyrilisk Pure, all those decks, I would say those are like the 3 top decks. Very beatable setups. The going second tools are good, but don't feel unfair in the way that they do if it's like the entire format is fucking Dark Ruler no more mained. The end boards feel beatable. I will just say this. Forbidden Droplet was the best decision Konami has made in the past 2.5 years. Forbidden Droplet is if this is the format, if this pillow is the format, this is Forbidden Droplet. Entire format on its back. What a fun fucking card.
Relative to the beginning of this format regarding the release of Exceed Monster, something that was not prior.
Do you think Scythe will get banned? No, but it could. Scythe is very unfun, But it's one of those things where, like, there are really bad matchups to be going for the Scythe line into, right? Like, ooh, let's make DPE Scythe turn 1. Okay, go. Your opponent goes, okay, normal summon Rabina, and you go, fuck, I lose the game.
MBT has a nice bussy.
You know.
From that point on, we have a couple sort of big boss monsters.
Oh, and if anyone in here tries to be a Dino Rabbit wind-up Insector Truther, you're banned. Anon Kaiju, thank you for the one. Could you make a video going over the best and worst Legacy format when you finish history? Yeah.
A lot of people at this point in time
That
run
would be
double
fun.
Caius. I elected only to run one Caius because one of the major changes that most Plant players made between Toronto and Columbus was to cut Call of the
Not excited for Brave.
Haunted. I felt like Call of the Haunted did a good job giving you the tribute fodder for Caius, and if I was going to cut Call of the Haunted, which I did, it's a preview of the traps, but basically everybody playing Plants did, I didn't want to have multiple Caiuses in my deck, and I lost in the top 32, but at least got me up to the top 32, so I don't think I missed a second Caius, though if you go and look at some of the top deck lists, whether it's Robert Bayajan or some of the other people in the top 32 of that event, you'll notice Caius was in multiples in many of those deck lists, but I ran the singleton copy. Then BLS was recently unbanned for the first time since GOAT format, which might contribute to the fact that we have 4 light monsters in the main deck, and in the prior format you might see Effect Veiler, probably talk about in a little bit, but it was not. Moving on into the spell lineup. The spell lineup is basically a collection of power cards, at least relatively speaking. You had 2 copies of Enemy Controller. This card might not seem all that important, but if you go back and play this format, this might arguably be the most important spell in the whole deck. There are so many plays where you use Enemy Controller, get rid of your Reborn Tengu or a Dandelion token, take control of a big monster, swing for game, put tokens into attack mode. And the real big thing about this card is it allows you to play around Gores really well. Because depending on the board that you can create, you can use a monster that's already declared an attack to take control of your opponent's Gores. And at that point, even though they typically would summon it in defense mode, if you can then attack over the token, you can finish them off by attacking for game. I can't even begin to tell you how many times that you would use Enemy Controller to play around Gores. Gores was one of those cards that against really good players, I typically sided out just because this deck had a lot of tools to play around Gores, from the Enemy Controllers to the Solemn Warnings and the Trap lineup as well. But double Enemy Controller, unbelievably important. This deck played a lot like a beatdown deck at times, using cards like Under King Ryo, using cards like the Leviathan that you could go into off of Double Tour Guide, or the Reborn Tengu just to sort of beat down and whittle your opponent's resources before making a synchro play. Enemy Controller was one of those cards that helped both game plans. It could help you beat down by shifting big monsters into defense mode. It could also...
What is the deck you think will have shown up the most over history? I'd imagine Monarch, but I don't know. I think Monarch's a good call. I think Gadget is a good call. Gadget has had stints of playability basically from 2006 to present day. I don't know if I'd say Frogs. There were like 2 really decided periods of Frog dominance. Certainly Hero is up there. There have been like 6 playable Hero decks. Chaos, I guess. Gladiator Beast had like 5 continuous years of topping. I think in terms of was relevant at top tables, it's got to go to Gladiator Beast. Literally from 2008 to 2014. That deck was around in some capacity. Like, nothing has that kind of staying power. I don't know if I'd really count Chaos, though, right? So what would you call Chaos? Penned. Yeah, I mean... Dad? No, Dad really was like, Dad as a deck strategy did have the 9 months. Dad as a singleton card that you jammed in a dark deck, yeah, that was playable for like 4 years.
Take monsters that you could use to combo with some of your plant cards, so it really filled a perfect position in this deck. We then had 2 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon, and at this point, the recently unbanned Heavy Storm. Woo! In the prior format, the summer of 2011, Giant Trunade was legal while Heavy Storm remained on the ban list. One of the big changes between that format and the beginning of the current format that we're profiling was the unbanning of Heavy Storm. This had a massive change on Yu-Gi-Oh! It made cards like Trap Dust Shoot quite a bit better. I'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Has to be Mermail. Mermail was playable from 2013 to 2015.
It made it so that some of the trap-heavy decks like Gravekeepers got quite a bit worse because they started to overcompensate for the legalization of Heavy Storm by putting multiple cards like Starlight Road in their deck, which might have been quite a bit situational. So Heavy Storm, huge unbanning, had a massive effect on the makeup of the format. From that point on, we have some more power cards. We have Singleton Dark Hole, so we actually had Dark Hole and Heavy Storm legal. 2 board.
When did people stop playing Starlight Road and why? Because all the cards that procced Starlight Road got banned.
Lights for the first time in quite a long time in Yu-Gi-Oh! History. going all the way back to some of the sort of advanced traditional days, having both of these cards unbanned. We had another power card in Monster Reborn. Comboed really well, obviously, with cards like Lone Fire Blossom. You could open Lone Fire and Monster Reborn, and you could go and get a Dandelion in defense mode, Reborn the Lone Fire Blossom, and from that point, you had a few different plays. You could tribute the Dandelion to get out a plant and get 2 tokens. Sometimes it was actually better to tribute the Lone Fire to go into something like Spore and then go into a level 4. It really sort of depends on the makeup of your hand, but Monster Reborn to combo with the Lone Fire. You had Foolish Burial, which obviously could send cards like Dandelion, Glow Up Ball.
Yeah, chat, even if BA was playable from its inception to present day, it wouldn't be the longest. And it hasn't been.
Spore, and then even in some cases, a light monster to the graveyard. We had one single...
I'm not counting... I am playing Cherubini and 2 Burning Abysses as Phantom Knight, sorry. Or as a Burning Abyss, sorry.
Book of Moon, it was limited to 1. We had... Before moving on from Book of Moon was a particularly important card because some of the ways that you would OTK were OTKs when your opponent had Reborn Tengu on the board. If you were able to Book of Moon your opponent's Reborn Tengu face down and then remove it from the field through a card like Bryonak or Trishula, it wouldn't trigger the Reborn Tengu's effect. So there were a lot of times your opponent felt like they were well protected because they had Tengu out, and then you would use Book of Moon, flip it face down, and then OTK them through the Reborn Tengu. So this card was a little bit more important than it might seem. We had 1-for-1.
True Draco had a good run. Shockingly correct. True Draco was viable for like 3 or 4 years.
1-for-1 was a massive power card that obviously typically searched out a tuner like Glow Up Bulb or Spore. In the most perfect world, you're sending Dandelion and not getting Max Seed. That would be the most ideal circumstance. We had a single copy of Scapegoats, comboed really well with all the tuners. End phase Scapegoats into Lone Fire was a really powerful play. It also worked really well with some of the cards in the side deck that we're going to talk about. One copy of Mind Control. It was limited to 1. This deck has a bunch of tuners in it.
I'm going to banish the light in the dark.
Obviously,
Spencer
around
CJ, thank you
which
for
was
the
one of first reasons
money.
why Mind Control rose in popularity. Now we have at least a few Exceed monsters to combo even more with that singleton Mind Control. And then we have Pot of Avarice. This card was limited to 1 at the beginning of the format. In the prior format, many people ran multiple copies of Pot of Avarice, but this was one of the several limitations to the plant deck at the beginning of this format. So the 1 singleton Pot of Avarice. One of the major themes that you might be noticing as we're progressing through the deck profile is that a lot of the cards in this deck were recently limited as a result of the prior ban list. Actually, quite frankly, most of the major power cards and plants had experienced some type of limitation, such as Lone Fire Blossom, Debris Dragon, and Pot of Avarice. This is the precise reason why a lot of people discredited plants as a deck going into the beginning of this format, and why this deck took a lot of people by surprise at YCS Toronto. From that point on, the trap lineup, Solemn Warning was limited to 2, so we're going to run exactly 2 copies of Solemn Warning. We probably would have ran 3 if it was legal, but it wasn't. Single copy of Solemn Judgment to go along with the 2 warnings. Then the rest of my trap lineup, somewhat atypical. We had the Torrential and the Dushu. These were definitely typical.
I was going to
If
say.
you were to go back in time...
Oh, is that a CP? Wait. German CPs?
YCS Toronto, which was, of course, the event
I didn't know
prior.
that those
My trap
existed.
lineup also included a copy of Call of the Haunted. I ended up cutting Call of the Haunted, but nevertheless, I should point out that I did run Call of the Haunted in one of my variants of this deck. From that point on, my other 2 traps are a little bit unorthodox. I ran a copy of Dimensional Prison. This was very unusual. I ran a copy of D-Prison because, as I alluded to earlier with cards like Effect Veiler versus Max C, I typically liked hedging for some of the rogue matchups, which I thought were really tough. One of the rogue matchups that was especially difficult during this format was the TG matchup. I'll talk a little bit more about TGs when I get to the side deck. But all of the TG monsters are basically floaters, almost like Sangan, and if you could banish them, they wouldn't get their effects, allowing them to search out more. So Dimensional Prison allowed you to have a pretty versatile card in general, but a card that was really good against one of your toughest matchups. I'll talk more about Deep Prison in a little bit. And I actually main decked 1 copy of Debunk at YCS Columbus. I figured virtually everybody would be running hand traps. And in addition to that, if you're not running just hand traps, you're probably going to have a card like Sangan in your deck, or Reborn Tengu, or at least something like the Plant Engine that I could hit. I remember hitting game 1 a Goblin Zombie and a Plant Zombie variant, and the opponent was really freaked out. They almost called for a deck check, assuming that I somehow knew their deck ahead of time and that I put Debunk from my side deck into my main deck. But no, they almost called for a... I remember hitting game 1 a Goblin Zombie and a Plant Zombie variant, and the opponent was really freaked out. They almost called for a deck check, assuming that I somehow knew their deck ahead of time and that I put Debunk from my side deck into my main deck. But nope, I actually main decked a copy of Debunk. I only drew it a few times in the event, but I remember it always being pretty good. It was really awesome in game 1 because one of the biggest fears of going for some of your best plays, like 1-for-1 Dandy or Monster Reborn Lone Fire, the fear is that your opponent's going to Max C you, because in either of these circumstances, if your opponent holds the Max C properly, they're going to hit you for 2 special summons. If you 1-for-1 Dandy, it has to be 2, because you're going to get tokens, and you're going to get a level 1 tuner. If you Reborn the Lone Fire, or rather, if you play Lone Fire and tribute it to get Dandelion. So, just to clear the mat here. You go summon Lone Fire, activate effect, and get Dandelion. If then you activate Monster Reborn and get the Lone Fire Blossom, most good players at this point, if they had Max C in the hand, would say, sure, no response. If you were to max C right here, your opponent would theoretically have the ability to stop in only 1-for-1 with the max C. Maybe they have some sort of traps for protection. If you allowed the Lone Fire to hit the board, then your opponent would tribute off the Dandelion, and as a result of that, they would get 2 tokens and a level 1 tuner from their deck. Well, now all of a sudden, if you max C at this point, now they're going to be priced into special summoning again, and at this point, you're already getting 2 draws. You're getting draws for, obviously, the Spore that came out, but you're also going to get draws for the 2 Dandelion tokens. So a lot of times, this was a more ideal location.
What anime is this from, chat?
To max C off of the Reborn Lone Fire play. Because here now your opponent's probably going to say, all right, how about we both draw a card, and I'll end the board here with a Formula Synchron, and now you end up drawing 3 cards off Maxi, and your opponent only ended up drawing 1, and ends with a somewhat unideal final board. This, I mean, what are you going to go into a level 5 or level 6? That's not really all that threatening. None of those are really going to be interruptions. So having a card like Debunk in your main deck allowed you to make some of the powerful plays that this deck allowed without worrying about being hit by Maxi. So that was why I ran a card like Debunk. We'll go with the extra deck first, and then I'll talk about the side deck, because when I talk about the side deck, I'll talk about some of the expected matchups. Another card that was limited during this format was Formula Synchron. Prior to this format, people typically ran 2 copies of Formula Synchron, but it was limited to 1. I remember in the first match of YCS Toronto against Darrell Winston, I actually really wished I had a second copy of Formula Synchron. It's missing all the number.
It's that fucking puppy. Did you hear that? Sadie. Sadie dog. She is looking like a log.
Ending that day 6 and 2. If you're back 4th in general, special summons.
Okay, I think I've mastered this deck. What else do we want to do? Fabled. Your Yu-Gi-Oh channel.
How do you want to do this, man?
Action.
Action? Alright, so this is a Fabled Tengu Plants. I was supposed to get a feature match today, man, but they changed all that crap. So, anyways, Fables, pretty straightforward. Simple discard engine, got the Surge going. A major destruction with Snipe Hunter.
Major destruction.
Decided to tech Tengu because everybody's playing that crap, and I like pluses. Who doesn't? 2 Lone Fires, and basic 5 plants that you play in most decks, and a Sangam.
So how does the deck work exactly?
Exactly. Just think of a normal Fable. It's like you set up it by discarding, and then you have something to back up on with Dandelion or Tengu.
So how does the deck work exactly? You know, it's Fabled.
So basically simple spell lineup. There's 10. And I like Sorosha's tech idea with 3 Reckless, so that worked for me very well. And 1 Oppression over 2 Solemn Warnings. Nothing but special summoning, and I don't want to pay too much life points, so that takes care of a bunch.
Alright.
Yeah, so Librarian's hot, of course. I got 2 formulas in here. A Unicorn. This shit freaking stops everything. Black Rose, Trish. Ah, there it is. There's the other one.
He just scooted over Majestic Stardust Dragon.
Roggen, MVP, draw 2, and keep plussing. Stardust, Armor Yarn, and the basic stuff. And this wins games.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Want to see anything else coming?
the Dragon Duel competition
Want to see
is
anything
making
else?
way back to the tables. Round 2 will be starting in just a moment.
Tell me about the basic engine of the deck again.
And basic engine, you can get first turn Tengu, get Lone Fire, go into Librarian, Stardust, and a Tengu and have +4 on the field.
This is not very helpful for me.
It's basically, you have graveyard advantage, hand advantage all the time with this deck. But the only thing is, if you get ganged up on, then it's basically over with this deck.
What the fuck does that mean? If you get ganged up on?
So, yeah, that's what happened to me. I had control with Unicorn, then the guy had the right GB cards and the right spells in hand to stop me. That's how I lost.
So
Got gladiated on.
GBs are your worst matchup?
GBs are my worst matchup. Tengu Plants, I beat that first game, no problem. And Grapekeepers are another good matchup because whatever stuff they do, I get pluses from. Necro Valley doesn't stop any of this. None of it except for Spore and Global. Samurais, first turn Shin is always bad for everybody, so. It's been working well in playtesting, but today, I don't know, I'm just getting crapped on. Yeah.
Wait, it's a profile from a guy who's eating shit.
What else you want to know, my man?
Alright, that's it. Anything you want to say?
Can I give myself a shout out?
Yeah, go ahead.
I need help, man. This guy's cool. RGM 79 Pilot. I'm doing a bunch of vlogs. I do deck profiles when I can, but when I get them on, they're usually good. So check them out.
Alright, send me a PM.
All right, thank you, man.
Alright, appreciate it.
Cool.
Let's see how RGM79 Pilot's doing. Hey, let's go!
Yo, what's up, guys? It's been a
Dutch angle.
really long time since I made a video.
Oh, his voice changed.
A couple weeks from now.
All right, let's build this Fabled deck. And then Harald, listen, I don't need to learn anything about Harald, right? This is just Harald. Not hard. Okay, let's go to Dueling Book. All right, Chad, do you want to play some Tengu Plant? Do you want to play some freaking Tengu Plant? Whoa, they changed the fonts. Shit. Awesome.
What's up, YouTube? I'm here with the North American champion, Hanse Aguero, and it's a short interview in the deck profile.
I'm so excited to get to this era. This had an extra deck, all right? It had an extra deck. I just don't know what it was. All right, this looks close. Realistically, how it's not going to be on Yu-Gi-Oh blog. It wasn't top 16. Got top 32. Realistically, what could it be? I think these are pretty close. Message the guy on LinkedIn. Great idea. Let me tell you this, chat. I never have to use LinkedIn again. Can you? If I don't go back to law school, I just never have to use LinkedIn again. I mean, is it that's kind of it's tipping the scales for me. I'll tell you. No extra deck. That's a great idea, chat. Your font of wisdom, as always. Black Rose, Brio, Leviathan. We've got Reagan. Well, Flame Ghost. You know, we got to be playing the Flame Ghost. Formular. We got the Krabby Patty Secret Formular. Gilta. We got Scrap Dragon. More like Crap Dragon. Ha! We got Stardust. We got Hyper Lib. We got Trish. There you go. There it is. That's probably right. All right, let's do a little solo mode real quick. Are you fucking with me? There should be a button for when you do this. It should be called the dumb fucking stupid idiot button. Let's pick a background for our card. Plant. How about what's a funny plant meme? Weed, cactus, touch grass. No, 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 no. This is it. Yeah, for sure. This is 100% it. Hello? What is going on? It won't let me exit this paint. All right. We'll do this the hard way, motherfucker. Wah. See ya. I want just this guy. Whoop. Got him. I'm gonna clean up these lines. Do you think anyone's gonna get this? I feel like it's probably better if they don't, right? I'm gonna fix the edges here that were cut off by the side. There we go. Damn, that was smooth. Damn, I'm good at this. Oh, that was wrong. All right. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm just a little flower. You have to water me with your pee. Okay. We'll go into the duel room. We'll do some solo. Okay, here we go. Oh, we forgot the Stardust. All right, here we go. Okay, so we have... Oh, we'll draw two. This deck fucking sucks. This deck is bad. The fuck? What am I supposed to do with this hand? All right, let's draw a card. Okay, now the deck is really good. Now the deck is quite strong. Whoop. See you later. Okay, let's try that again. This is the same hand. Wow, this is awful. Okay. We normal Grimrow. Send Grimrow to grave. We add... This is the same hand. It's the same hand. How do we keep drawing this? Okay, finally, we drew 2 Fabled. All right. Normal summon Kawa. Grimrow to grave. We'll grab... I don't understand a single combo in this deck. Oh, draw for turn, right. This deck is terrible. Okay, there we go. We're going to normal Grimrow. Send Grimrow. We'll get a Fabled Cruss. Is this a tuner? Yeah. Get a Cruss. We'll go Chawa effect. Send Cruss. Cruss effect. Summon Grimrow. Then we'll go 4/4/1, and we'll make first turn Trishula. There you go. That's the whole play. This doesn't seem very good. This hand's fine. We just normal Tengu and pass. Yeah, this hand's cracked. Next turn we draw. Mind Con. Normal Kawa. Go Cataster. Summon Tengu. We'll use their... We'll Reborn. We'll use their 4 and this Kawa. We'll make a Trish. What does this card do? The card's bad. Reagan was the play? How do we get Reagan? Oh, you can make Fabled Reagan. I see. Ah, Synchro Monsters can be summoned using the stars on them. I just don't like Reagan. I don't know what to tell you. Now this is a fucking hand. This is a fucking hand. Thank you, liberals. Okay, so we can special Kawa by pitching Cerberell, which will then summon. 4, 5, 6, 7. Go Grimo effect. We'll grab Chris. Normal Tengu. We can go... I wish there was a 5. Oh, there is. Reagan's a 5. Are you kidding me? Set this. Oh, here's the problem, though. We don't have under 2 cards in our hand. We need 1 more card in rotation. We could go... I think you wanted Chawa instead of Cruss? Sure. We'll go Kawa. Special Kawa. Kushano to the grave. We'll go 4, 5. Okay, does this work the way I want? Reagan effect. It's an optional. This is a mandatory, so it always has to be chain link 1. It doesn't. Damn. Whoop. Whoop. Okay. Summon a Tengu. We can go... This is an 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I would ever want to do that. We can go set the Solemn. Kawa, Tengu. Make Reagan again. Whoop. Tengu. Then we can go Tengu, Serb. For... Bryo. That's pretty cool. Let's try that again. This is a hard deck. Holy fuck. I want to play this, though. Okay, see, this is a good hand. See, this is like... This is actually a quality hand right here. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do you beat this? All right, I draw. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's crazy. We go Reckless. Oh my god, that's crazy. Shit, it's actually not that crazy. Card Destruction. Oh, yes! This is so cool! And then we concede! Alright, that didn't work. Okay, but this one for sure. Oh, this actually is the one. Alright, Kawa. Ganesha. We'll go Grimro. Let's go grab Cerberel here. We'll go Tricky. Discarding Serb. Go set. Oop. Set. Unfortunately, I don't think we can make Hyper Librarian here. That would be really sick, huh? Go Reagan. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Grave, grave, grave. We'll go Trishula. Set Solemn. Trigger Sangan. Get Reborn Tengu. We're cheating. I've decided to start cheating. Ganesha Banish? What? Alright, yeah, who cares? How about this hand? Ooh, this hand's pretty good too. Oh, this hand's crazy. Look at that. Okay, now it's actually quite good. Okay, I imagine we will get one Reborn Tengu out of the way here. All right. Let's go Reckless. Whoa, that's unreal. I mean, that's actually unreal. We're gonna set the Avarice. Card Destruction. Oh wow, that's so good. Sheesh. It's just a lot we could do here. I'm a little shocked. Let's go Kawa. The Tricky. We'll go Tengu, Kawa for Hyper Liberal. Does Hyper Librarian use itself? Does it count itself? No. Okay, that's fine. We'll go 1, 2. So go grab Reagan. We'll draw 3 here. Oh my gosh. We'll go Fabled Grumbo to the graveyard in order to grab... Oh, there's so much we can do. Holy guacamole. Wow, there's a lot we can do here. Let's grab Kushano. We'll go Kushano to the grave for Kawa. Kawa, Tengu, Reagan. Draw another 3. I think we're out of Tengus. Yeah. Wow. Oh, wow. Whoa. Holy shit. Okay, this is a crazy turn, of course. Oh, did we cheat? Oh, who's gonna is one of you gonna narc? You better not.
MBT has a nice bussy.
All right, let's play some fucking games, baby. Let's play some goddamn games. Let's go. All right. We'll go hosting in unlimited unrated. Note's going to be Tengu Plant, and the password is going to be the letter A. All right. Agumon. Let's make it happen, Captain. Fuck you. That's fine. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. Let's listen to some music as well. Do y'all want to listen to some music? Who here? Does anyone here listen to music? What type of music would you like to listen to? You know what? Let's not listen to music. Fuck you. All right, we'll draw for turn. Stand by main. This hand is really good. This hand is extremely good. Oh, wow, this hand's crazy. Okay, card destruction. Fuck! You know what? This is actually not terrible. Tengu! Go get him, Tengu! Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Sick. And then we'll just go get our Tengu. Normal Tengu, FTK. Now, unfortunately, we have the third Tengu right here, but no one needs to know about that. Check your Discord DMs when you got time. I will. See, we're doing fine, chat. We're doing fine. We're doing okay. Shit. Thinking. I'm not thinking at all. That's fine. You do what you gotta do. There was not an effect from the Fabled I discarded. Isn't that sad? Iron Chain Dragon. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take what? 800 here. Ooh, that's big. Ah. Perfect. Well, I mean, we can MC and then make like Brio. Seems all right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is there an 11 in this format? There's not. That's 10. Normal Kala. Minecon. I don't even know what 6 we're making exactly. Brio seems okay. Brio is our only 6, so that is what we will be making. What's going on? You're making a 7? No, I am. You are correct. Well, if we're making a 7, there's really only one thing we can make. And I will fire that all goddamn day. Okay, well. Do I solemn judgment this? I feel like I probably do. Yeah, sure. Damn, you're too good. Thank you, thank you. Do we just get the fucking tricky beats on? I think we do. Boom! The tricky beats. We're so close to being able to actually play the game. I am so goddamn good at Yu-Gi-Oh! How did I get this good at Yu-Gi-Oh? Holy shit! Thinking, if it's a solemn, you... We did it, chat. We are the greatest duelist in the history of time. Who's next? Who's up next to feel the sting of my... oh, Siberian. Let's go. Who's up next to feel the sting of my... Fabled blade? We won that one without summoning a single Fabled monster. RJ, that's an awful joke. I appreciate it. This hand is killer. This hand is literally the best hand the deck can draw. No Fableds. Tengu and opener. Simple as. This is exactly what we're looking for. What? Oh, go pee yourself, you poopy. Okay. Oh, they've got that stupid-ass spell card. Well, guess what beats that, idiot? Tengu. And now... we wait. Tengu plus 2 Solemns, double full combo. Tengu kind of good? Oh yeah, Tengu is a little good. I'm thinking it's a little good. Oh, is that a Fabled? We drew a Fabled! Normal Cerberell. Grimro. Okay. We're going to use Grimro here. We are going to grab... Oh, I don't know. What if we grab Grimro? Kush seems kind of funny. Yeah, let's grab Kush. It's kind of everything we need. Alright, well, I'm not going to lose to Maxi, so let's just go to battle phase. If it's Raikou, they'll draw a card. No big deal. Kagemusha. I will take 100. Nice Maxi, idiot. Keys on is fine. This is a 6. For Barkion. Okay, that's not going to happen. Fool! I think we have won this game. I'm pretty sure we have won this game. They're thinking. Dojo for 2. Yeah, so they do have the, let's just go Barkion here. Or not Barkion. Bryo. Okay. Let's grab our last Tengu here. We can normal summon Kushano. Make a 7. Do we have any funny 7s? Yeah, we have, hold up. Let's do this first. Avarice. Okay, now we go Kushano, Tengu for Black Rose. We'll go Tengu 1, Black Rose 2. How silly is this, by the way? How fucking stupid is this that it's the exact same interaction? Ah. Ah, the Fables win again. It was all the Fables. The Fables got me through that one. It had nothing to do with any of the other cards. Who's next for my undefeated Fable deck? All right, Nintendo Master number 1. Let's go. Ooh, okay, all right. Okay, we get to go first. None can defeat the awesome strength of my awesome deck. Oh, shit. We actually drew the Fabled, so I did not want that to happen. Okay, well, let's start with Kawa. We're going to send Ganesha. Next, we will go Grimro to the graveyard. Let's go grab Chawa. Let's go Chawa and Cerberell. And then let's set a card. Normal Snipe Hunter. Snipe Hunter Chawa. We will make Hyper Librarian. Cerberell Ganesha. Let's make Reagan! Oh my fucking god. Jesus Christ. When you're good, you're good. Oh, we don't. There's no 5 in here. Wait, there's no 5 in here. Shit. What are we supposed to do here? Well, there is something we could do. There's no unicorn here. Why is there no unicorn, by the way? Let's go. Easy! How is it this easy, chat? I must ask you. Original extra had no librarian? Oh, okay. Well, we'll take out the librarian and we'll put in the fucking unicorn. That's so fucking good. Oh no, not the Rush Rhino. Okay. That's fine. Ooh, that's a lot of back row. Shit. Okay. Let's go for a Tengu here. All right, you know, I get him, Tengu. TGEM1. Target a monster your opponent controls and a TG you control. Switch the control of both monsters. Okay. That's fine. Well, I can't out that, so we are going to go to main phase 2. We will set a card, and you are good to go. Okay, let's see what this extra deck actually looked like. Another Rush Rhino, eh? Sure. Okay, I'll take that too. Okay, we can win. We just have to draw any Fabled, I think. Pretty much any Fabled does it. We've got 3 draws to find it. Striker. Okay. Oh, that's really good. Let's MST this set card. Who's Solemn? That's Reckless. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Don't need the Sangan. Let's roll, baby. Easy. Do we pop the Rush Rhino? No, probably not. Why do you all want me to pop it? I don't understand. So they have TG Striker and TG Warwolf. That's fine. So they've got 5 cards. The endless conga line of dumb fucking asses. No effect. No, it gets its effect. Striker's fine. Warwolf is fine. We're just going to solemn the 5. What is this? Wonder Magician? Think. Okay, we'll solemn this. Normal Rush Rhino. Okay. Let's go. Oh, those are 2 good ones. Reborn the Snipe Hunter here is pretty funny. Okay, let's normal a... Yeah, I think Reborn the Snipe Hunter is actually the play. We could also just get damage in with Trish. I kind of like Reborn the Snipe Hunter, though. It's 34 plus 15. Trishula Reborn banish them cards. That's not how it works. I wish it was how it worked. We could also like Reborn a tuner. We could go Reagan again. Yeah, let's do that. Max C. Oh, okay. Well, now we are not doing that. I think we're just passing here. Like we can make Reagan and it gives them 2 draws. Like that's just not good. Oh, this endless conga line of dumbasses is really fucking me up. Oh, duality is so crazy here. Oh, fuck. That's the easiest Tengu of my life. They get 1 draw for your 2 draws. They get 2 draws. Reborn Tengu's effect is mandatory. I'll go for it, sure. Simo voice damage step? What do they have in damage step? Oh! Well. We tried our hardest, folks. Black Ring Guru, you are up. Let's see what we got here. I think I am done with this deck momentarily. Ooh, never mind. This is a pretty good hand. Ooh, this is a killer hand. Oh, wait, hold up. Someone found the list. Let me fix the list. Okay, so it looks like... No, this can't be it, because this list is playing double instant fusion. And there's no instant fusion target here. Check Discord. No. Nothing happened in Discord. I don't know why you told me to check Discord. Oh, there we go. Oh, we have the side deck here, too. Oh, this is even funnier. So there's 3 of the Fabled Reagan. There is Ancient Sacred. There is Cataster. This is not in here. These are all in here. Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth is in here. The other Fabled is not in here. Thank God. This guy is not in here. Yeah, okay. So it's Unicorn. Darkfire. And get this, it's Musician King. That's the 5. By the way, shouts out to my kings. This person is the child of 2 lesbians. Let's do the side deck here while we're here. Galabass. Puppet Plant. Chain Disappearance. And goes and match. Alright, hosting again. I'm going to go grab Sadie, too, because I made her sit out front because she was being a bad girl. Sadie, do you want to come in here and hang out? You can stay out here if you want. I just wanted to know if you felt like it. Alright, up to you. Alright, this is going to be my last one with Fabled. All right, I can do this. Let's go first. Ooh, that's... I mean, this seems like a good one to me. Explain to me how we lose from this position. I'm going to figure it out, don't worry. Oh, bad move. Oh! Uh-oh. Wait, those are 3 really good ones. Oh, it's scrap. Fuck. We're still fine. We're going to normal snipe, we'll pitch Cerberell, and then we'll Grimbo our way into a competent board plan. Beast is fine. Do we know what they added off the scrapyard? I wasn't paying attention. Scrap Storm. Okay. I'm gonna send Chimera. Important. Scrap Beast, and then Favored Cerberell. Okay. I'm gonna fucking do it again, baby. Let's just hit it. Easy. Easiest hit of my life. Oh, it was Koth? Oh, you fucking fool. You thought you were going to be able to Koth me? Oh, no way. Alright, we'll go Grimbro. What's our graveyard looking like? A little sussy. Let's grab Ganesha here. Is there anything that just discards itself just to do it? We can only make 6s here is the problem. I don't want to make a 6. Can Bryo do anything or just my opponents? Yeah, only my opponents. Okay, let's grab, we should grab Kawa. Could grab Cross. No, it's got to be Kawa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it's got to be Ganesha. Okay. This is a Sigma male strategy right here. Literal Sigma male strategy. Oh, we were so close. Okay, we can still maybe do it. I don't think we need this Dark Hole. Do I want to hit the 50-50? Yeah, I do. Hell yeah. Where's my third guy? There he is. And now... we'll leave Cerberell in grave. Oh! Yes! Yes! Oh! Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's lethal. That's lethal, ladies and gentlemen. That is lethal. Oh, my God. All right. Inshallah, no gores. That was so fucking crazy. That was the craziest line I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, I have to play this deck. This is the coolest deck in the history of time. Have you been undefeated up to this point? No, I lost to the Horde of the Phantom Beast. Okay, let's do, let's play a Tengu Plant list, huh? How's that sound? We won the game by snipe huntering ourselves twice. Correct. And I'll do it again. Tengu Synchro. Okay, sure. What's the side deck card we're missing here? 2 Ryo. For some reason, it always cuts the second Ryo. I don't know why it does that. This one's looking boring. Fuck you. This. Look at this list. Look at this PP list. Brio can bounce your own cards because it's pre-errata. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe this for a second. Not for 1 second do I believe this. Oh. Wow. Oh, shrug. I came prepared. Oh, I came prepared. Oh, I came prepared. Oh, I came prepared. Fuck. Isn't that one of the reasons it was banned? Yeah, I thought there were like 9 reasons it was banned. Brio is a card that it just does everything. Oh, okay. Alright, okay, we're doing this. This is fucking boring. Why would you do this? Xyz were not out. We're playing the pre-September format. Drytron Real, yeah. Soul of Purity and Light. Yeah. Harald won Worlds this year? I don't know. Haley's playing plants? Fuck. Wait, is Inscription coming out on Switch? Oh my god, that's gonna be crazy. Okay, so we know at least 2 fairies. Will you allow me to resolve duality? Okay. I'll take Valor. Those were terrible? What are you talking about? Those were great. This is the best possible hand I could have opened. It feels good not having to worry about heavy for the time being. What if I Valor this? Well, they could go for the second Herald here. I don't think it would actually accomplish anything. Okay. I need to hit a Dandelion off this. So I need it to actually resolve. Is this yeah, this is pre-generation force. So there's still like some thoughts to be had here. It's annoying. Let's book here. We did have another soul. Sure. Well, this is bad. All right. Tengu time. It's possible they don't have any more negates. It's Tengu time. That's a good one. Inshallah, no more negates. Ah, well, we tried. I mean, we tried this one. All right, well. They literally drew 5 fucking fairies. Reborn Veiler? Sure. What am I going to do about it, you know? Oh, Trish? It's completely unnecessary. One-time Tengu. Oh, good. It was another fucking fairy. We had a literal fairy in hand as well. What a fun deck. GG's, I guess? Yeah, that was a little game we like to call the die roll. Ooh, I will take the Veiler. That's not good. We'll try again next turn. Wait, Robert is playing what? I love that Simo calls RJ Robert. It's just so strange to me. They're thinking. They're thinking. Okay. I'm doing it again. No. No. Holy shit, no. Come on. I'm just going to combat. Fuck it. Okay. Literally only my boss, my parents, and Alex Simo call me Robert. Well, I'm actually okay with this, I think. I have Valor in hand. They know I have Valor in hand. Okay, I'll Valor here. I'll take 1100 here. Oh, that's a nice one. Get that motherfucker out of here. Now we're cooking. Oh, that is a sick fucking draw. Whoa, that's a sick draw. So we don't have very many other ones, but we do have glow-up bulb. Do we have a 4 in here? We do an armory arm. We can go armory arm, Sangan, Tengu. Oh yeah, this is over. Grab Lone Fire here. Oh, we could grab Debris Dragon. It doesn't really do anything. Go Debris Dragon into a 7. Into a 7, into an 8. Yeah, let's get Debris. Bring back the Trooper. Dandy! Fucking Christ. We'll go Black Rose here, I think. And if we want, we can go into an 8 with Gub. Does that do anything? What 8s do we have? Scrap Dragon? Yeah, that does nothing. Alright, let's, at minimum, let's go Black Rose, banishing Lone Fire to change the spy. Trying to decide if we want to keep going. So we can make a 6 here if we banish the Lone Fire, or the Spore, off the Gub. And then we can Bryo. That doesn't kill them, though. I think I'm just going to combat here. Man, I wish I could get another monster into rotation, but I don't think I can. We'd go Android. We could go... Yeah, there's no reason to do that. Just go, Black Rose for 24. Armory Arm for that amount. Let's set one and just pass turn here. We could make Stardust off the Black Rose. That's probably worth it. Hmm. There's no Colossal Fighter OTK in this format. I believe the Colossal Fighter change had occurred. If you are familiar, chat, there was a change. Think. Oh, think all you want, Mega B for the win. Think all you want. The change is that its effect to summon from the graveyard became optional, I believe. And that meant that it no longer comboed in the particular way with Armory Arm. So Armory Arm's effect is mandatory. So it will always be Chainlink 1. Colossal Fighter will summon as an optional effect as Chainlink 2, and it will no longer exist in the graveyard. Isn't that strange? That's how they nerfed it. Ooh, Breaker. Okay. That's a weird normal. What is this, 2007? I need that card, asshole! Stop going for the solemn warning! Target spy? I think I'm okay with that. Oh. I see. I'm just going to combat. Fuck it. Dim Prison. Alright, fine. What are we doing here? Spore? We don't really have a good spore, right? We make a 6. The only 6 that we have worth making is Bryanak, and it's really not worth making on this board, so let's just pass here. They could have targeted your Stardust there. They could have, yes. That puts them off of Dad, though, right? So I think they would much prefer to have the Dad out and just wipe. Flamvel Magician. The fuck am I scared of? Yeah, that's fine. Gonna make their Stardust. Thought Ruler Archfiend. Cool. That means they saw me hover the Dim Prison. Unfortunately, I ripped a Mirror Force off the top. Woo! Oh, that was way too close. That was way too close for how dominating we were in this game. This deck is not good. This deck is fucking pee-pee poo-poo caca garbage. It's hard to play for sure. Oh, man. Tengu is such a strong-ass fucking card. Tengu is so goddamn good. I want to try out the zombie Tengu list, too. We've got, what, 15 minutes? That was around in May of 2011. Hi, very late. How is stream? Stream's been fine. We've been, last couple of days, we've been streaming to many fewer people than normal. Yesterday it was because I forgot to post on YouTube. Today it's because it's a fucking Tuesday and we're streaming adjacent Farfa. But, it feels weird, to come down from the high of, subathon and then be like, oh, right, normally I hit, like, 700 on a good Tuesday, right? Transmigration Prophecy. That's 14 cards. You need to stream at more EU hours. What do you think this is? What's happening in 15 minutes? I'm leaving. Just do another subathon. Smart. All right, I haven't done any testing with this deck. I don't know what it does. GCD is perfect for this. I'm so mad about Heat Soul. Why are you mad about Heat Soul? Legitimately crying in the club. Oh, this hand is crazy. This hand is brazy. Holy fuck. It's been so long. Why are you sad about it? How could he do that? Come on. I don't want to play against this man. Alright, well, I'm actually pretty happy that he hit the Call of the Haunted, because we're going to need this shit for Royal Oppression. Woo! Turtle! What the fuck are we supposed to get here? I guess Goblin Zombie. No, I think we're supposed to get Goblin Zombie if we, like, have plays. We could get Reaper. Is there a zombie tuner? There's not. Fuck you, GCD. This dude played a Grimora deck. Plagues? Wait, what? Plagues isn't in here. Oh, yes, he is. Hold up. We're getting Plagues. Whoop. Ah, cheating. Reborn. Bryonac. Boop. Does it target? Yes. Fuck you, Hitler! I have an MST! I want that card dead. Debris Dragon. Reborn my monster. Fuck! Stop! What the fuck? We don't have a 10 yet, do we? Of course not. Alright, whatever. I guess I could have made a 6 with the Plagues if I send the Pyramid Turtle. Yeah, go for Green Gadget. I don't fucking care. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's fine. Yep. 2 hundo here. I'll take 4 hundo here. Sick draw. Time to scoop it up. Why? We're fine. Oh, we are not fine. Well, we are so not fine. Holy shit. They drew another gadget? What the fuck? Hit me with the green. Hit me with the green. Oh, come on. So we can go grab Goblin Zombie here. And we'll grab Zombie Master here. Okay. This is going to be a big turn. That sucks. Okay, normal Zombie Master. Gonna pitch Card Pooper. Gonna bring back... We can go 6. Okay, how do we want to do this? So if we bring back the Goblin Zombie, then we summon the Plague Spreader using its effect. We can go Goblin Zombie Plague Spreader. Can't really add anything. Yeah, we gotta go Plagues here. Plagues for Goyo. Where the fuck is Goyo? What? What? Where Goyo? Shit! We don't have an out to Fortress. What the fuck? We actually can't beat Fortress. All right, we can beat Fortress, but it's not pretty. It's very not pretty. Oh my god. It crashes. You've got to be fucking with me. Oh my god. Does it target at least? Thank God. Okay. Just make Thought Ruler. There. What's the problem here? I think we played that one to the best of our ability. This deck is not good. I feel like if you draw Tengu, where the fuck is Tengu? This wasn't Tengu zombies. It's just zombies. I'm glad that we did that one. That was pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that one, I would say. All right, we learned a lot today. The first thing we learned is that I want to play Fabled. The second thing we learned is that, fuck you, person who made Tengu zombies. The third thing is Harald is the most boring deck in the goddamn universe. The fourth thing is, all right, one last reaction, then we're heading off. New Rada video.
It's been about a year and then some since the last support report, and during that time, a fair number of archetypes covered in both Legacy of the Worthless and Archetype Archive received varying amounts of support. Ignoring these any further would be like ignoring a carbon monoxide lake in my house, so let's patch it up before the hallucinations kick in. There's a significant bunch of material to cover, so in order not to unnecessarily bloat one video, this support report will be uploaded as 3 segments, each covering a different set of archetypes. If you're curious about the theme by which these segments are categorized, there is none. You wasted valuable imagination thinking about it. The first up on the menu are Cyberdarks, which received the most community votes for a structure deck right after Ice Barriers, as if to take the piss out of me specifically. Cyberdark Chimera fixes a few crucial...
I don't understand. What's Rada mad about?
Issues for the archetype, primarily by searching Power Bond and giving that lovely graveyard monster access to all your fusion spells.
Maximum
or
damage.
It also packs the graveyard with materials upon floating, so it's just a really good setup tool all around, especially given the fact that you don't even have to run 3 because it's so searchable. The restriction to using Dragon and Machine Cyber monsters for fusion is pretty funny since it implies some hypothetical deck in which you'd be using Cyber Angels for it. This one is solid. Attachment Cyburn is neat. The attack boost is a cute way to get a level 3 Cyberdarks to stupid high attack when using their equip effects in case case you have to resort to that. It's unfortunate the floating effect rarely ever goes off in a way that would extend your plays, but it's probably the best thing in the deck to equip to Cyber Darkness Dragon. It's a cool way to boost your new boss monster if anything. And speaking of new boss monster, here's Cyber Dark End Dragon. As a testament to the claim that you will live to see man-made fusion monsters beyond your comprehension, this is a 5000 attack level 12 that you summon by tributing a Cyber Dark fusion monster equipped with Cyber End Dragon. Because what else would it be? It's completely unaffected by the opponent's card effects, is able to equip a monster from the graveyard to itself once per turn, and can attack as many times as the amount of equips on it. If the word overkill didn't exist, it would be invented for this card. Coming off from the grounded and reasonable control effect of Cyber Darkness Dragon to this towering beatstick somehow feels both impressive and a bit confusing. It does share the highest base attack in the game, is pretty simple to summon and exceedingly hard to get rid of, and can attack multiple times.
What does it share that attack with? Dystopia the Despondent?
Battle. I mean, on one hand, when you're completely immune to card effects, there's not much need for you to be doing anything else. On the other hand, they went for the easiest possible option and just turned the scene from the anime into a comically oversized beater, as opposed to doing anything interesting. It's a good freaking monster, I don't need to tell you that, I just wish it had some bones under all this meat. Your method of quickly accessing this abomination is the spell Cybernetic Horizon. Naming a card after a set is always a fun bit, except they couldn't even commit to it with this one because it's always treated as a Cyberdark card. You could have just called it Cyberdark Horizon, people would have gotten the reference and there would be no need for this stupid disclaimer. Anyway, this one's interesting because it gives the deck a bit more synergy with the original Cyber Dragon lineup, mainly due to requiring a dump of 2 different attributes and searching any dragon or machine cyber monster.
Ever heard of Kinetic Soldier? I haven't. Well,
given that this deck likes running Cyber Dragon Core and attached
Shrug, this is where you reveal that you're actually 12 years old.
This is a pretty simple condition to fulfill, and it gives you incentive to run the OG Cyber Dragon with all its associated fusions. It's also the most reliable way to pitch Cyber End from the extra deck to the graveyard, to the point where the artwork specifically tells you how to use the card. In addition to that, it's heavily searchable, so we have another solid setup option. Alongside it, there's also the
Shrug, it's Cypher Soldier.
Continuous spell.
It got renamed.
Cyberdark Realm, which is what I expected Cyberdark Inferno was gonna be. You get a simple search and an extra normal summon, and some vaguely useless graveyard snatching effect you'll immediately forget exists. You really don't need anything else, and as a play extender it's probably one of the best cards in the deck and a part of most of your combos. This one's definitely a 3-off. Cyber Eternal is a monster reborn for your fusions that ignores the summoning conditions, and it comes with some extra protection. It's not a bad choice to run in case you're...
Are we getting punked? What the fuck? I've never seen this card in my life. I've never seen this card in my life. This isn't good, by the way. If you like Nadir Servant, a 5,000 attack point Cyberdark End Dragon, you can't summon it with this, right? Doesn't override game mechanics, still has to be properly summoned. Same fucking deal with Dark Flat Top. I hate when they print cards that do this, because if you write ignoring everything on the card, it should ignore everything. Why would you print a card that doesn't work the way that it's supposed to?
Or 5k beater somehow keeps getting ran over, but it's not necessary either. If you're excited about dumping a Cyber End with Horizon and then bringing it back with this, I implore you to spend an afternoon reading through some rulings, because the words problem-solving card text don't actually mean anything. The final card in the Cyberdark support lineup is Cyberdark Invasion. This pretty much completes any function that was missing from Cyberdark End Dragon, as it can either boost its attack even higher or disrupt the opponent's plays. There is no negation present here, but quick spot removal is never a bad thing, and the condition does enable you to trigger attachment Cybern's effect. It's a decent one-off. The Cyberdark support reminds me of what Mechlords got last year, although executed a bit better. Taking an old archetype with a weird playstyle and potential for fun gimmicks, and then streamlining it into a boss monster turbo deck is not a trend I'm a fan of, but rushing to summon a big mechanical clusterfuck was always kind of the main point of Cyberdarks.
Well, this is not really fair. I mean, I am of the opinion that the boss monster is just sort of tangential to Cyberdark, right? Like, yeah, like it can make the boss monster, that's cool, but like it hardly has to, you know. It's kind of an afterthought. It's so easily accessible that who cares, you know. It's just kind of a cool little control engine. Man, I want to play Cyberdark.
All things considered, it's cool that their way of doing that is still so unconventional, and now they have some more options depending on what the situation calls for. I'm not sure where else the deck would go if they were to receive another wave of support, because once your design philosophy reaches a level 12 tower monster, the GX era playstyle has been bled dry, and all you're left with is a monument to the sins of man. I mean, that's true. Cool, I guess. As an unfortunately Cyberdark adjacent piece of support, we quickly have to cover fucking Dragonroid. Once per turn, while it's in the graveyard.
Wait, hold up. Did he not talk about Cyberdarkness World?
You can pretend it's a dragon type. And that's where the anime effect ends, because this thing's sole reason for existence was to be used by a Roid player that had Cyberdogs imposed onto him, since under no other circumstances on God's green earth would someone mash up these two decks together. Really makes you wonder about the card design process in the anime universe. Also, you can discard it to either search a non-wind Roid monster, or prevent the summoning of your fusion monsters from being negated or responded to.
This card's crazy.
The inclusion of this effect just makes me wonder why bother printing Dragonroid in the first place instead of just making a whole new Roid monster, because nobody is going to use this in Cyberdogs other than Cyrus roleplayers. And I refuse to believe that's a large target audience. Hell, even if you're that desperate to equip non-dragon dragons from the graveyard, they generously print a Declaration of Rebirth in the same pack, as if to divert attention away from Dragonroid. It's a fine Roid monster given the effect, but Konami better not think this will make me forget about Shuttleroid. Where is it? Did you lose it in outer fucking space?
Rada, it's coming. It's coming. It's in the GX box. It's gonna be in the Speed Duel GX box. It's on the way. It's coming.
Next up is the completely unexpected and unexpectedly inconsequential Nordic support. The first out of their two new monsters is the wonderfully named Golden Boste of the Nordic Beasts.
I've never seen this card. And it has the laugh attribute, so this is a joke.
It does everything you'd expect out of a Nordic tuner in 2021, meaning it's got hand swarming, it can be used for any Nordic synchro, and retrieve stuff from the graveyard. It's just pretty good. I appreciate they have some more immediate access to lower level synchros with this, cause I can definitely name a few level 7s I'd rather be summoning over the Icier gods. Ivaldi of the Nordic Smiths can summon itself and search as a Nordic relic when summoned. Once again, extremely...
It actually exists? Yeah, but it's like light type, right? It's not actually laugh.
Basic, but he gets the job done because Nordics can't really say no to swarming and searching. The things he searches are mostly terrible, but the addition of two new relics makes the effect worth it. The first one of said relics being Nordic Relic...
If you go to the NSFW server in Discord, in the MBT Discord, it's just a bunch of gay people doing this.
Flidskielf. Now, you may laugh now, but just you wait until they pull out Nordic Relic Muglig Badrum Shanduk. For a card that fetches a monster from the deck in a Synchro archetype, it's surprisingly not that necessary. Most of your plays are still performed using the Link 1, and the new monsters offer enough swarming on their own, so this is an emergent...
By the way, Jesus Christ, I'm nuking the NSFW server. No sir, I don't like it. It's literally fucking the horniest people in the server just use it as general 2. And they just talk about normal stuff. They're like, hey, what's up? Hey, how are you doing? But every fifth message is like, yeah, I'd sure like to rail that hole of yours. It's intolerable.
Option more than anything else. Same goes for the floating, since you're rarely in a need for a card trader effect in this deck. It's okay, but nothing special. The final Nordic support card is Nordic Relic Svalin. It's probably the best backer in the deck, on the virtue of giving it some actual negation options, along with more recursion for the Iciers. A well-timed mass negate can seriously disrupt the opponent, which is more than Nordics were capable of up until this point, so you got...
If you have an NSFW in your Discord server, you're cringe. I don't make the rules, sorry. Alright, let me pitch it to you this way. Do you want those people in the normal parts of the server?
I admire it from that angle. The thing is, the Nordic playstyle has barely changed. You're still using the Link to cheat out a level 10 and then sit on it because you've got no other plays, other than the new Svalin, which is a very exciting third addition to the standard 2-card
I'm sorry,
Nordic
I can't get excited about Nordic
the
support.
Castle deck, except the castle is made of cardboard and they can barely afford the resources to surround it with a moat. I really think they're overdue for some new synchros, be it retrains of the current gods or just completely new members of the Pantheon. They have all the setup tools they need, just please give us something less embarrassing to do with them. The final archetype on the docket for this segment are Magnet Warriors, with only 2 new cards. Their new monster is Epsilon the Magnet Warrior, which dumps a Magnet Warrior from the deck and copies its name, and then revives a magnet with a different name from the graveyard. For what Magnet Warriors do,
Is this a real card?
this is tolerable, but it's not propping up the deck to any new heights. Without setup, it's just an extra copy of Delta, and with resources in the graveyard, it's a mediocre play extender. The name copying effect rarely comes up in usage because the main deck magnet bosses are hardly worth the investment, so it's mostly a conduit for Xyz and Links. Still, it works in tandem with the field spell about as well as Delta does, and this is as good as you get with Magnet Warriors, so run 3. Their other new support card is Magnet Induction. It's a normal spell that says, if you control a Magnet Warrior, you can special summon another one from the deck with a different different name, and for the rest of this turn,
Oh, cool.
Magnet and Magna Warriors cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. This is just a straight up really good swarming effect. The protection is a little weird to put on a card that's not a quick play, but you know, it's the thought that counts. You run 3 because why
Jesse
wouldn't you?
FHC, thank you
Magnet
for the
Warriors
subscription.
still feel like they're on a brink of something really cool and fun to play, but either have drastic design flaws like the opponent's turn summon limitation, or are stunted by the focus on mediocre boss monsters that only really excel as fusion materials. I'm willing to bet we'll see another wave of magnets in the near future, which
Magnet
will hopefully
Warrior
take advantage of
Sigma
all their
when.
wacky field interactions. It just sounds like a good way for them to go. Catch you in part 2.
All right, that's going to be it for me. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today. I had a gay old time getting back into the swing of things. Whew. I have decided for the next history, I will probably be playing Fabled. That was the one I was having the most fun with, and Simo already did Tengu Plant for one of them, so he can do Tengu Plant again. We can make him the Tengu Plant scholar. I will be back.
Oh, MBT!
Well, fuck me. Zarkun, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Has your bank account recovered? That's incredible. If you didn't get one, dodged in chat. End of month gift subs. Well, there it is. And it looks like Zarkun's end of month total is going to be obscured by the hype train thing. God damn it. Get out of here. Leave. Go. Stop. Why can't I... Let's just pretend we know what it is. I will see you all in the future. I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Chibi, I did check it. And at that time, we will be doing some fun shit. We'll be doing chaos draft polls, etc., etc., etc. It's going to be a big old bungus blast. It's going to be a big old bungus blast, if you know what I'm saying. Coder has just started streaming as of 15 minutes ago, so this is probably a good enough time to host him. He's playing with the new Decode Talker Heat Soul stuff, so very excited to see how that goes. Other than that, I will see you in the future. ! Socials to check me out wherever I may roam. That's going to link you to my YouTube, where we'll have a fun video going up today. My Twitter, where I make funny Yu-Gi-Oh! Ha-has. My Discord, where we all get together and plan stuff like this. And my Patreon, for which you can get advance notice today only. This is the last day because charges go in tomorrow for the December Chalice Slime Monthly, which will be held on Saturday the 18th. Other than that, see you in the future. Bye!